Did you know that I actually had to read this lady's book in order to make YouTube videos? Was a very painful experience, especially since I don't like reading books because I finished med school and law school. As I mentioned in the previous video, I read a lot of books. Like, I don't want to read anymore. I done my reading for my lifetime. But I made an exception for her because it was a bestseller at the time. It sold a lot of copies. Apparently, corporations were buying them and then asking their employees to read them. The problem with it is, like, the book is presented as scientific fact, but when you read it, it's literally just her opinion, and it's the opinion of a racist. Like, she is probably the only racist besides Justin Trudeau who doesn't get punished. Like, Justin Trudeau used blackface, but her issue is that she admits in the books, like, she confesses that she is racist. And yet, for some reason, instead of getting canceled, she gets paid a lot. I think, like, she can make, like, $5,000 just for speaking for 2 hours. The grift is insane. Like, Jesus. Like, I don't know, like, why anyone can't do this. Like, why anyone can't just have, like, an opinion on what racism is and then immediately manage to make, like, $5,000 for speaking. Like, her job must be so crucial. Must be so important that she makes more than a constructor, more than a truck driver, more than a doctor even. Like, I think, like, unless you're like, no, even Apollo from ancient Greece time wouldn't deserve $5,000. Anyway, right, so the interesting thing is that she's an expert on racism. The only other people that were experts on racism in history were the Nazis, but, like, I guess she doesn't consider herself one of them, even though she admits that she's a racist. Anyway, the fascinating part is that she doesn't explain why racism exists. She doesn't explain what causes it, what triggers it, or anything like that. She doesn't explain how it can be quantified. Like, quantifying something is very important if you're an expert on a subject. Because, for example, you quantify the electricity that goes through a wire. You have various ways to measure it. So that you can know that if you want the electrical output to be lower, then the measures that you have in place, are they working or aren't they? Right? So in her situation, like, she wants the racismus in society to be lower. Like, how do we know that her suggestions, her methods, are working, or if they're not making the matter worse? If you can't quantify the thing that you're talking about, how can you try to stop it? But anyway, right, so let's listen to some of the things that she is saying at this wonderful interview.
Yeah, well, first let me just say I think all white people's households are racist because...
Right, so by definition, is the original sin. Like, this is not a study. Like, if all white people are racist, then trying... Like, if we are to assume that this is the case, then trying to stop being racist is like trying to stop being white. Like, if A equals B, then changing B would have to change A as well. Does that make any sense? So at this point, it's kind of like saying all human beings have to eat to survive, right? And if you are to say, well, that's a problem, like, okay, but, like, how can you fix it? Like, if you somehow manage to stay alive without eating, then at that point, are you still considered human? Like, you're a demigod or something, right? Like, you transcended humanity. You're able to live without having to eat. So this is, like, the issue. When you make statements like all white people are racist, so it's not like the overwhelming white people are racist. No, like, she's saying all of them are racist. Then you can't fight this. Like, there's no point for white people. The only thing you could do would be segregation, like put all white people away from everyone else, so that their racism doesn't affect everyone else. Does that make any sense? Like, and this is, like, her talking point. It's not mine. I don't believe that. But she does. Like, that's the only solution to the problem that she's painting.
We're in a racist society, so I don't actually think I'm any less or more racist than anyone else. And that...
Right, so, like, she's admitting, she's confessing that she's racist. And for some reason, we have to listen to a racist on how not to be racist. But, again, like, these are her assessments. She's not doing any experiment to prove her hypothesis. We don't get a peer-reviewed study of her experiment. Like, she's just claiming, well, everyone is racist, therefore I am as well. It's like, well, I got news for you, lady. Most people aren't racist, and if you think you're racist, maybe that's just cope. Like, maybe you're just coping and saying, well, no one should cancel me, because I believe everyone is like me. But the reality is like, no, not everyone is like you. Believe it or not, there are people out there who aren't racist.
That includes Donald Trump, right? Like, there's nothing that comes out of his mouth that he's not speaking a foreign language. I recognize what he saes. I was raised in the same culture. There's a difference between us, and that he amplifies and embraces, and I seek to challenge and interrupt. But
how can you challenge and interrupt if you're saying that everyone is like this, right? So, at least if you were to create a religion like Buddhism, right? So, like Buddhism, if I understand it correctly, most people, like almost everyone, aren't enlightened. But like at least there was one person, like there was Buddha, which managed to achieve enlightenment. So he is like the model. Like it shows that it is possible. But according to Robert DiAngelo, you don't even have like that one white American that managed to achieve the enlightenment. So that you can say, well, look, like this guy, he's not a racist. So if we were to copy his method, then we could actually manage to improve. No, she doesn't say that. Like, her statement is that literally everyone is racist. And even her, she hasn't found the path to enlightenment. But for some reason, you need to listen to her. And even then, if you are to make the claim that everyone is racist, okay, so Donald Trump is racist. I mean, it makes sense. That way she says, well, she doesn't embrace it. Like, quantify it. How less racist are you compared to Donald Trump? Like, give me concrete examples. What exactly are you doing? She may say, well, yeah, but I'm educating others. Yeah, but you're not doing it for free. It's not out of like a philanthropy or a charity. Like, if this is true, right? Like, if she was a genuine kind person that wants to end racism in the world, she would give all her talkings for free, wouldn't she? Or at least at a level that most people can afford. Because she's only doing these talks at rich companies, at prestigious universities where a lot of cash is flown her way. But if you're like to genuinely believe that you have found the way to enlightenment and you want to help humanity or help minorities, then everyone should benefit from these teachings. They should be for free. They should have like her entire book posted on YouTube videos and stuff. Very interesting how it's not, right? So this is why I find this to be absolutely fascinating. Like everything she says is fascinating because the moment you put it through any type of scrutiny, it falls apart. But she will never be placed under scrutiny. Like she will never debate someone that doesn't believe what she claims. She will never have her things being put under scrutiny because cancel culture. Like, it's literally, like censorship protecting us from reality. The only way that this ideology can even remotely exist is only through censorship. Like, most people know that she is talking horseshit, but they cannot actually contradict it because they're afraid. Oh, if you contradict it, you are a racist. And unlike her, you get canceled. She gets money. But anyway, right, let me know what you guys think. And don't forget to check the pinned comment in my comment section. It will take you to my live stream. And I do live stream every day. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. And from the rest of you, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.